It's day 8 and it's time for a quick strike! Hello, welcome back to the Dohyo. Welcome to this quick strike. It is a small, amuse-bouche, tappa-sized episode where we explore the basho in progress to make us hungrier for more sumo. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched through day 8 of the September 2023 tournament, stop! Watch through day 8. And return to us. Hello everyone, sorry this quick strike is a little late. A work project has come down the pike, so I don't think I am going to be able to do 2 quick strikes this tournament, so we're just going to do 1 in the midway. If a whole bunch of stuff happens in the next few days, I might be able to squeeze another one out, but expect that this will be the quick strike. Okay, so first of all, I was very wrong about how this tournament was going to go, and when we get to the recap, we're going to explore that. I thought that this was going to be an Ozeki heavy success tournament. And I thought the Maegashira, none of them were going to get over 10 wins. It looks like I'm going to be wrong on all of that. We have 2 Maegashira at the top of the leaderboard, Takayasu and Atami Fuji. Now, none of these guys have faced any Sanyaku members, but of the 2 of them, I'm much more interested in Takayasu at this point. Of course, Takayasu, former Ozeki, he's been having an up and down last few years. This seems to be one of the good tournaments. And in one of the good tournaments, we've seen he can get up to like 12. I think 12 will be enough to win this tournament. But will we have a second half Takayasu fade? It's just happened so many times. I would just really love it if he could do it this time. Atami Fuji. Now this is one I called. I thought he was going to do very well in his return to Makuuchi. Was not expecting a 7-1. It's like a TV show that like recasts in the middle of the run. It's like, oh, we don't have Hakuoho. Here's Atami Fuji. Always room for good new hotness in the top division. Now as I said, no Sanyaku has been faced. Takayasu's toughest opponent by ranking has been Gonoyama, who's also had a very good tournament. And Atami Fuji has only faced double-digit Maegashira. His best win according to rank is Matake Yumi at this point, who's also having a surprisingly good tournament. The question is, can any of the Sanyaku sort of get it going in the last 7 days? It's not looking good. The best right now is 6-2 Sekiwake Wakamoto Haru. Now, Wakamoto Haru, I think this is the tournament where I'm finally coming around on the Wakamoto Haru style. It's like, he's not flashy. He's the Tim Duncan of sumo. He's going to use his fundamentals, and he's going to do pretty well. Started off with 2 losses, 6 since then. He's the one right now who looks, if it's going to come from the Sanyaku, it might be Wakamoto Haru's time to shine. We have Gonoyama at 6-2, which is very exciting for him. Only his 2nd tournament in the top division. This young pusher thruster seems to be taking all comers. His toughest opponent to date has been Takanosho, but today he gets Takakeisho. So it looks like he's going to be leaping over that Joey Jin line, and he will be facing some more difficult opponents in the 2nd week. As he should be. As for Miyogi-ryu and Tsurugisho, these guys have done this sort of thing before. They have a really good first week. I think Miyogi-ryu did it just like 2 basho ago. I expect them to end up around 9 or 10 wins because these guys don't generally have like deep double-digit runs. I think Miyogi-ryu's best tournament ever was 11 wins. So yes, I'm expecting a second half fade out of these 2 veterans. Bunch of people at 5-3, including some people in the Sanyaku like Tobizaru and Takakeisho, Kirishima. This is not the tournament, I think, where we're going to see championship level sumo out of the 5-3s for the rest of the way. I just really, really hope that all the Ozeki can clear Kataban without Hoshodyu joining them. 3-5. Alright, another thing I was wrong about. I didn't think there was going to be an Ozeki hangover. Looks like Hoshoryu is having a bit of an Ozeki hangover. Let's just hope the math works out for the rest of the tournament, that we can get 3 Ozeki to 8 wins. We just got 3 Ozeki, let's not lose any at this point. Now in terms of who's not doing too great this tournament, 0-8, Maegashira 3 Tamawashi. Yeah. This definitely looks like an injury that would make most wrestlers go Kyujo, but of course Tamawashi has that Iron Man consecutive matches streak. I don't know what it would take for him to not show up to a match in a day. Probably the loss of probably a leg. An arm, he'd still probably show up. He's all the way up at Maegashira 3, but he's going to need at least 1 win to guarantee that he does not get demoted all the way with a 0-15. And we got a couple of guys down at the bottom of the Banzuke I'm a little worried about for that midnight train to Judyo. Bunch of guys deep in Maegashira with 2-6s. Kota Shoho, Aoyama, Chiyo Shoma, and Dai Shoho. Now this happened in the last tournament. Aoyama was like, I'm totally washed up, and then ended with like a 7-match winning streak. So any of these guys could easily save themselves, but they need to start digging up as opposed to down. All right, everyone, this has been a very exciting basho. Wrong though I have been, I'm very excited to see how it ends up. Everyone stay safe, stay strong, stay healthy, and thank you for joining us on this quick strike.